College Hill. Let's just get straight into it. I'm reviewing 2 episodes, 4 and 5, child. Oh, Saucy. Saucy is really showing out. Saucy not wanting to go to school. Saucy is it's just a whole lot with the sauce. But I do want to give a shout out to Black China. God bless her. She is really doing well. She really wants to do well. She is really kicking tail, and I'm proud of her. Yeah, shouts out to Angela White. Okay, so what else is going on? Let me see. So we get to the next day. Saucy, he been out partying. He been doing his thing. He's not showing up to nothing, right? He come in. He knocking on everybody's door, acting a fool. They getting ready to cuss him out, and because it's just like, well, what are you doing? What you got going on? Like, he's coming in. He's saying he's going to meet a tutor, which is a lie. The tutor is the club. The tutor is a man. Whoever. The tutor is definitely just not an actual tutor. And so he coming back in 5 o'clock in the morning, knocking on people's door. You know, he's still turned up from the club, still got energy, waking everybody up, being ridiculous, and then he'll fall right to sleep and then miss the next day. I don't understand. I don't understand. Did anybody tell Saucy that this is something you're supposed to take seriously? Because I just don't think he gets it. I don't know. It's crazy. Even Carlos done shaped up, and Carlos is doing a whole lot better. But Saucy, he don't care. I don't know. I think he's just taking this as just a fun thing. And Claudia Jordan, she actually said something very important. She said that she feels like Saucy is not taking this experience seriously because he's been so successful without college. That's a good point, Claudia. I can see that. So they went to a plantation, and what's the plantation called? The Whitney Plantation. And with Dr. Roberts. She's the mass communication teacher, professor. And they had this guy named Dr. Seca. He was there. He was showing them around and what everything meant. One thing that was very interesting to me about that was that they said at 10 years old, if you were a 10-year-old child, you could be sold off from your family. You consider grown at 10. And that was just crazy. And they had a beautiful statue of a black woman and holding her baby. And like she was kneeling down, like, holding her baby and stuff. It was just a lot of this is just quite emotional for me. Just the history of black people in this country. It's a lot to take in. Let me see. So they sung a little bit, and it was cute to see. I really want Tamar to sing more on the show. I really am slightly disappointed that Tamar did not sign up to be in like a chorus type of program or on the choir or something, because I just want to hear her sing, child. But anyway, okay, so we get back to the house. Saucy and Swag and Carlos, Swag and Carlos are trying to talk to Saucy, encourage him. Saucy feel like he's being attacked, and why everybody coming at me, but he just whatever. And Saucy and Swaggy get into it real bad. And Saucy says that he feels like Swaggy is mad because he can't ball no more, and because Saucy still got the gift of gab. And Saucy told him to go somewhere with them badass knees. When I tell you I hollered and screamed, Saucy is hilarious, but he's wrong, but he is funny. But yeah, I love how the fact that the guys look out for Saucy and include Saucy as well. Me as a gay man, I haven't had that experience much in life of straight men actually like accepting me and being not treating me like the other, and stuff. And it's nice to see black men, black people, the fact that Saucy's sexuality is not a problem. They don't feel any kind of way about that. I feel like everybody should be that way, because what I do and who I am has nothing to do with you. I'm a person, and I deserve love and respect like everybody else. So yeah. Let me see. At one point, China and Claudia, they went to track practice. China, she's doing track, which is great. Claudia ran track back in school. So it was nice to see. The track practice coach was fine. Say, oh Lord, I need to run some track. Child, I can barely walk half the time. We meet JR, Tamar's man. We're not. They had a night out, and it was nice to see that. That was cute. I really appreciated watching that. Let me see. Let me see. They get back to the place and they're talking. They're asking them how they're doing, and they was just like, "Look, this is an accelerated program. You're on a show. We only have so many episodes. Like we have to stuff a lot at you at one time. We're sorry that y'all not having that much fun, but the information that you're getting, the students will get as well." And so, I mean, it just is what it is. And I believe it was Dr. Roberts. She said that it's a reputation that the HBCUs are not prepared when they leave, that they don't get the same amount of education and experience as like predominantly white universities get. And so she said that it's important that we understand that. So as Black people, we do got to work 10 times as hard. It is what it is. They actually had an interview in that class where they had 2 interviews of the last 2 of the surviving members of a community of houses and stuff back in 1964. It was called Fazendale, I believe. But it was a group of Black people that created their own housing in community. And it was along the Mississippi River. And the U.S. government came in. Sorry, it was before 1964. 1964 is when the U.S. government came in and took over. And they was giving them money for their property. They wanted their property, basically. We've read many stories about that. I think Lake Lanier, that was a Black community. And they, did what they did. They, meaning white people. And so they came in and they basically told them, well, we the government and we got the money and we want your land, so we're gonna eradicate it regardless. But here's a little bit of money if you want to take that, but you ain't got to take it because it don't matter because we knocking it over anyway. And that's what they did. And the ladies was just talking about the sense of community and love that they have for one another, and they said that they wish that things was like that still, which is not. And we as Black people, we need to be more about each other. And it's a lot to unpack, but yeah. I really like that scene. So the Dr. Peyton Stewart, she came up to talk to Saucy, and Saucy was defensive, and he got mad because she was just like, "We need to have a meeting with you." All the professors met up to discuss Saucy. He didn't want to have nothing to do with it. He just didn't want to, right? It was a mess. Saucy he's just not feeling it. And yeah, he was a little disrespectful. I was like, child. So we get to the next episode. Their Mardi Gras teacher, Dr. DeCure, I believe is her name. She's beautiful, beautiful dreads. They had to do a class. They had to do a presentation where they had to create a PowerPoint presentation, and it was focused around the Zulu people in the parade. She explained that, and how a lot of white people was doing blackface, and stuff, but it's more so just a culture thing of they couldn't afford the masks back then, so they put black paint on their face, and whatever, here's the mask, right? And so that tradition has just kept going. With white people doing blackface, it is a thing, but in that particular celebration moment, I guess it's fine, So Carlos, he kind of had an issue with that, but they did their presentation. They had to submit 5 photos and explain each photo with, I think, 200 words at least. And so they did it, and it was cute. Saucy did not come to that either. Saucy has not been to cheerleading practice. Saucy has not. He just has not. So let me see. We went to the philosophy class. Sociology, is it philosophy? I think it's philosophy class. Psychology class, one of them, I don't know. But they had a presentation in there. It was the boys against the girls, and basically in that particular presentation, it was about the girls. It was about could you be happy in an unjust society? The girls was like, no. And then the boys, which was only Swaggy and Carlos, because Saucy didn't come, they was just like, yes, you can be. Then the boys' whole point was they brought up Nelson Mandela, how he was in jail, and a lot of it is just mental, and you can still be happy in your mind, even though your circumstances are your circumstances. And the girls was just like, no. It was just like, I can't fully be happy. I can be happy in my own little space, in my own little community, but and if things are going well for me, but I can't necessarily be happy overall because other people are suffering. I more so go with that standpoint with the girls, but I do kind of see what the guys are saying. But it's also just kind of a mindset of you just push through. You know, and you just do what you got to do. These are the cards. You just make the most of it. But are you necessarily happy in that moment? And that's what I think the ladies was trying to get Carlos to get. But Carlos was being his regular self and over talking and being a little snappy. He wouldn't let Tamar talk. He was being rude, all those things. Anyway, who ended up winning the debate was the girls. Carlos got mad. Claudia, she got upset because the guys was being rude. And so she brought up something she should not have. She brought up something personal. She was just like, these guys self-medicate all the time and they're not even happy. Look at them. You know, they do all kinds of stuff and they have to smoke every single day. They were offended by that, especially Swaggy. And so he went out there and they started bringing up the whole colorism thing of Claudia being accused of being a colorist. And, you know, they started coming for Claudia. She cried and, you know, it was a whole thing. But they later on apologized to one another and stuff. And I was just like, child, the stuff people would do when they get mad and embarrassed, child. Let me see. So the last thing was we went to China, and they sat down and had a conversation with Saucy. It was just like, don't be knocking on people's doors and stuff. That's rude. That's out of line. You need to stop doing that and grow up. China and Saucy got into it because Saucy was just like, China, I didn't knock on your door. Well, he very much so did. So, you know, I was like, child, don't get China out. This is Angela. Don't get China. So the last thing was they went to their is it the government class? I forgot the actual name of the class. But anyway, it's the class where they have to write the bill and they have to present that bill to the congressman, the actual congressman. So Claudia had already informed the professor, like, we don't have all the materials. We don't have it. But we do got some things. So he's giving them extra time to do it. And so, yeah, it's going to be real interesting to present that bill of why they should help out with homelessness and stuff. And so, yeah, very interesting. College Hill is keeping my attention. I really enjoy College Hill Celebrity Edition. I enjoy the whole experience, the black HBCUs, all the things. Stay tuned for more videos, darlings. With that said, I'm Mr. Chalaki. Mr. Chalaki on Google+. Follow me at SKinsor on Instagram and Twitter, at SKinsor89 on Snapchat. Chase King on Facebook, Mr. Chalaki on Cash App, PayPal, and TikTok. And as always, run me my money or run me my fade. Run me my money the way I get paid. Stay black, stay tuned. And I'll see you guys later.